Welcome to day 3 of our 12 days together to welcome in that new season, that new year. And today we step into one of the most powerful levers of all leadership, and that's discussing your identity, your beliefs. Because without getting that right and in the right trajectory, strategy means nothing if you're operating from an identity that's too small, too stressed, too reactive, too attached to old patterns. You can't create a new year, a new season from the identity you carried this last year or this last season. We've talked about in day 1 and in day 2 how if it didn't work for you then, it's not going to work for you now. I know you've heard this before. Your personality creates your personal reality. Your identity shapes your decisions, and those decisions build into your results. Identity is not who you say you are, it's who you show up as. And I want to pause and say that again. Identity is not who you say you are, but who you show up as. And every year, leaders try to upgrade their results while maintaining the same emotional default settings, showing up as that same person, the same pressure responses, the same avoidance, the same communication patterns, same fears, the same hesitations. Identity is your operating system beneath every action you take. And if that operating system doesn't change, neither will the results. That's why we have to combine how you show up every day with the results of your business. As we said in day 1 and day 2, this is just data. It's nothing but data points to use to improve from this second forward. I want you to admit if you felt stretched thin last year, constantly compensating for one thing or another going wrong, if you made decisions from pressure rather than clarity, if you hesitated when you needed to take decisive action, and now you cringe at what you think you missed. And for all of us, can you admit those times that you stepped into a manager role versus a leader role? You took too much on yourself instead of elevating people. I want you to think if you reacted emotionally when you needed to act intentionally. We talked about this a lot on day 1 and day 2. You let the same patterns repeat because that identity never shifted. If any of this resonates with you, I want to pause and I want to once again say you are not the first, you are not alone, and this doesn't diminish your skill and who you are at the core. It has everything to do with the identity you've been operating in and nothing more. The good news, as we're going to discover today, is these are all things that can be adjusted, that can be changed. If you're ready to get into that deep dive, let's go. Don't forget, download your workbook. I want you to think about your identity drivers, how you communicate, how you delegate, how you address conflict, how you hold people accountable, how you handle risk, how you execute under pressure. I want to pause here. How do you think of yourself as a leader? How do you regulate your emotional energy, your whole composition? I want you to take this next week and really look at how you're presenting yourself and how you're coming across. Which leads me to the most important one, quite honestly. Money, notoriety sound great, but true wealth includes you remembering to take care of you, to be happy, to live the life that you want to live, to feel alive and not miserable at the end of the day. And the good news, as I told you earlier, is that your identity is not static. Every person, every high performer upgrades their identity before they upgrade their results. If you look honestly back at this season, you can identify all the times that you got set off, that you weren't the person that you wanted to be. And I guarantee you it's probably going to be 1 or 2 triggers. Because again, your leadership and your personal behavior will reflect this. So now it's time for us to flip this around. We've identified the things that don't typically suit us right now. Now we want to talk about who you must become in this next season, this next year, to have you achieving those goals. I want to pause. This is not about being perfect. This is not about the hustle. This is not about being stressed. This is about being aligned. Identity is not about doing more. It's about becoming the leader, the human who leads differently. When your identity aligns with the outcomes you desire, execution becomes natural, right? It's not forced. It's not stressed. It's just balanced because you're behaving in accordance with who you believe you are. Next, we're going to go over these 3 steps that I personally have started following every day to make sure that I'm living with purpose and with intention. Please DM me and message me if these worked for you. I'd love to hear. So, number one, I want you to define the identity that matches whatever your goal is for this next season or this next year. These are the questions that I want you to ask yourself. If I already had the results that I wanted, how would I think? How would I speak? What would I no longer tolerate of myself and others? And how would I handle pressure? Out of our whole time together today, this is the thing that I want you to remember. Your identity precedes any action that you take. So take the time, re-listen to this, and really be honest with yourself. Like I always say, this is about me and you, and no one is watching. All right? So, number two. Identifying the identity pattern that limited you this past year or season. Even though we went over these earlier, I want to throw some examples at you, okay? Did you show up as an overwhelmed leader? Everyone wanted to avoid, and nobody wanted to be in your way. Did you show up as the firefighter, the caretaker, that person who second guessed and was always indecisive, or the perfectionist where nothing was ever good enough, always judging other people, causing rework? Or the silent one who never gives feedback and avoids conflict? Now remember, this is all data. These patterns tell you exactly why results plateaued. Bringing all of this into awareness loses power because you identify it, you can see it, and you can fix it. Number three, which is the secret sauce, stepping into micro actions that reinforce that new identity that you're looking to obtain in this new year, in this season. Here's the thing. Identity changes through repetition. So that's why we only choose one behavior that aligns with your new identity. I want to give you a few examples. Do you want to be a person who speaks up faster, delegates sooner, makes decisions without delay, addresses conflict directly, someone who protects their energy, someone who commits weekly to time for clarity? These micro actions expand your identity into new versions of who you are as a leader and as a person. I hope that you're enjoying this series. Today, you walked away with understanding why decisions felt heavy, why leadership became so reactive, why breakthrough results didn't happen, why you repeated the same patterns. Please re-listen to this episode. And most importantly, you now know the identity required to lead you into the future. Remember, identity is the gateway. Shift the identity, shift the execution, shift the next season, shift the next year, shift that next day. In closing, I want to leave you with this. Your aspirations, your goals, a lot of the time don't need a different strategy. What they need is a different you. Not a more stressed version, not a more pressured version, but a more aligned, intentional, powerful version with baby steps, micro actions. Don't forget to download your workbook. This is Carrie Amaro, the Wealth Exec. For additional resources and to explore ways we can work together more, join my masterclass or visit thewealthexec.com. See you on day 4 where we talk about inventory. I'll see you there.